Hi guys, welcome to Oru Kural. I hope you all had a wonderful journey here.
Hello, yes.
Hi everyone.
So, today we're here for a special episode, Valentines edition. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi guys, I'm Angelo, and stay tuned for some juicy tea that's about to drop.
Hi, I'm Hajane, and fun fact, this is my first ever podcast. So yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Hope you enjoy it.
We shall see.
Hope we don't bait up too much.
Stay tuned, we'll find out, shall we?
So, obviously, for those of you who don't know, Oru Kural is all about youth engagement within the Tamil community, and we're all about shining light to the experiences of the Tamil diaspora. So, today what we're going to be discussing is dating culture within the Tamil community, what that looks like, and what that means for young Tamil diasporas growing up today. I guess, firstly, just a light-hearted question, what's you guys' type?
Let's see what my type. Okay, for actually the longest time, I didn't really have a type per se, but I literally was like Tamil and Hindu. That was it.
Yeah.
So
was that because of parental expectations then, or more so you just kind of
no,
ties?
my mum has actually told me off. She actually goes, "Can you please date outside Tamil because you are a walking L." So I have been violated by my mum and my sister. For being dumped multiple times. So, yeah. Some can say I may be the problem, but, you know, so.
Anyways, Angelo, so
I would say, again, I feel like I don't really have a type, but I think it's someone who holds a sense of like masculinity. I think that's for me. And I feel like it's, again, what is really a type? What is, what's your type on paper? What is these, like, I feel like all three of us are quite cultural. So
yeah.
I feel like we want to stick with culture as well,
yeah.
And I feel like dating outside the community is also it's difficult. It's really difficult, especially for parental views and all that. But
so I think for the both of you, it's more so about cultural ties and kind of that cultural unity.
Yeah.
Okay, so interesting seeing what both your types are. I kind of agree with you. I think a man that's quite masculine. But what do you mean by that? Because I don't know if you've watched the men's mental health episode, but Rahul kind of dipped into masculinity a little bit and what it looks like today. But yeah, like in terms of dating, what are your definitions of masculinity?
I feel like for me, it's someone who holds like a protector, someone who has like duties to, I'm not going to say serve, but too much. Someone who's there to provide. And when I say provide, I don't mean any sort of like financial gain. I genuinely mean like to provide like emotional support,
yeah.
and all that nonsense. And it's difficult because I think in order to attract masculine energy, you need to, as a person, withhold femininity. So it's really, I feel like it's the opposites. It's how they attract, and I think it really that is what it is for me.
Interesting.
So when you say like masculine energy, is it like someone is giving a vibes of like could throw you against a wall, or
we went there,
or a vibes of like, okay, the classic, like what kind of has been like the classic norm and that kind of vibe? I feel like
it's the classic norm.
Okay,
me,
just wanted to clarify that.
Even this, right? The classic norm, yeah. What do you mean by the classic norm? Because obviously, to me as a feminist, like the classic norm is like 1950s traditional men, wife stays at home. You know what I mean?
What would you say? I want to see what coming from your point of view, because I feel like my point is very biased.
Yeah,
sometimes.
What is masculinity to you?
I mean, for me, it's more always been kind of like being a gentleman. Like that is how like how you treat a woman, how you like, because obviously everyone goes, oh, okay, how would you treat your mother or sisters? Like it should be, it's not exactly the same. It's like it's a whole different, but it's how you treat just people in kind of in a day-to-day basis. Like it's very, I kind of notice as well, for example, like if you're nice to all females, you're suddenly like kind of like a hoe, or like you're just there like you're flirting, whatever. It's like, well, no, like if I was to see someone that's passed out on a street, or like if I was someone that was hella drunk, would you not want a male to help and put you in an Uber to go home, or the sense of trust to like, would you go with them to an Uber, drop them off, and then just come back, and there would kind of be no kind of suspect, like, and it's kind of give that vibe of, well, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's many reasons why maybe women shouldn't trust men, but like
the side eye.
The side eye's crazy. But overall, I think it just comes down to I would love to spoil like my future wife, or like I would love to do that. And if she doesn't kind of have to lift a finger, then so be it. Like I would love that, but obviously it's kind of like not up to me as well. If she wants to like work, I'm not gonna be like no,
yeah.
Be like, and times are tough. So if you want to work as well, like please be my guest.
Yeah.
Because I think like what you were saying, how like with back in the day when it was so common to just have a woman that's like at home, a housewife, and then the man goes and earns the money, but due to the economy and everything, just society evolving, like it's completely thrown out the window. It's so difficult for that, and there's so many different things going on that it's like, how do you reel that back in and just have a traditional lifestyle?
Thing is, I do find that I feel like actually nowadays, even in our generation, I don't think people actually understand how difficult a housewife is. Because I mean I get lazy, I'm not gonna lie, cooking after like a long day of uni, like, and I will, like, when I come back home, like there's food on the table and like my mom's like, she's cooked either in the morning before, and I'm like, first of all, okay, where's this energy? Like, respectfully, where is this energy? Because I don't see you sleep. First of all, you watch like your dramas until like 2 a.m. and I'm like, I'm sorry, but like I don't even see you have caffeine. So what are you doing?
Because I feel like there's this like almost image of stay-at-home wives and TikTok girlfriends on TikTok where it's like they're just happy and lays around all day. But it's like more time so firstly, like those women have an income from TikTok, or they have a business, or they have something else that they can self-sustain from home. They're not just at home simply like relying on this man's income. Second of all, also like they probably have helpers, nannies, so many other things. Like living that ideal stay-at-home wife life comes with so much more financial burden.
It's the point is that it naturally, if it becomes housewife and your provider energy, but when it becomes an expectation, you start going, well, can you even like cook? I mean, like, what's going on? Like, I love cooking, and I would love to like cook all the time.
Cooking is nice,
and I would love to spend the time to cook. Don't get me wrong, I'm lazy half the time.
Yeah.
So if someone was to cook for me, I'm not complaining. But it's more so, I think, the expectation versus kind of reality, what happens. If it just naturally kind of happens that way and there's no like pressure on, okay, cook, clean. Like, I think as soon as people expect it, it loses its value as well.
Because I feel like also there's a lot of, men and women that are so like highly educated. So it's like, is this not wasted potential for this woman to like get a job, get a degree, get all this stuff, and then just to be a housewife? And it's like sometimes, right, people do stuff out. When you're blind in love, you'll do it. There are women out there that are like literally going through this, but they'll do it because
that's the
they
thing.
feel like they've got no choice and they feel like they've got no voice.
Because I feel like a lot of Tamil girls do that. Like as soon as they come out of uni, they're so like quick to get married or just looking to get married, but like they don't realize like you need the foundations of a job in order to propel your career. If you're not doing that, if you're not laying those foundations, okay, you've given birth to 3 kids now and you're happy to go back into the workforce, you don't have the experience to get the jobs that your peers have. You will be starting right from the bottom just like everybody else.
It's defo as well. I mean, especially nowadays, like, jobs are not guaranteed, stuff like that. Like if the husband wants to lose the job, like, can the other partner actually provide? Like, if you just go,
that's another thing. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, damn. Like, we out here living on the street now. Hello, your PhD, please. Your master's, your PhD, please help. It kind of comes under, well, if you want to say let's date when I'm like actually financially secure, and sometimes you just never are financially like fully secure to be like, yeah, I can now date. And it's kind of weird energy because you're not supposed to date someone at the end goal. It's what, you're both perfect humans at the end? No. We're lying to yourself. Are you perfect? No. I don't feel people are also kind of willing to kind of put in that grind.
I disagree with you there.
Is it?
I actually, I think struggle love is such a big thing within the Tamil community, especially.
I think it's struggle love. I think it's just blind, like, red flag, let me follow.
Yeah, 100%. Like
that's the difference.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of women would be willing to do that, especially Tamil women. No,
I see sometimes a lot of questionable couples.
Yeah.
Almost everyone in this generation has had some sort of toxic relationship or come across a toxic human Like, anyways. I mean, when I deep it back when I was younger, I was like, okay, you know what? Wow. Like, my man didn't violate me now to it. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. Okay, cool. Like, but I wasn't saying it's purely them either. Like, I definitely was. I don't think I showed the best traits either. And I'm just there like, damn, we're so dumb. Like, what is going on?
And at the time, you literally think that you know shit.
I'm like, damn, I'm going to marry this girl, whatever. I'm like, no.
You might actually think that.
Bruh, every girl I like wanted to date. I mean, I date to marry.
Yeah.
But then I'd like, I'm like, this will, no regard, like, anything. Like, we're marrying it. Like, tumble, say less.
Oh, God.
And I feel like, especially like, let's say like our age, right? The second you introduce like your partner to your parents, that's it.
That's it, marriage. Yeah. Oh, 100%.
There's no going back.
Multiple. That's long.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, my dad is not meeting my partner until there's a ring, because like that man will have ideas for days.
Nowadays I can barely lie to my mum. Yeah, I tell my mum when I'm in a talking stage. I'm literally like, look, I'm like, yo, like, you know what? Yeah, we can't like that now. Which I love that relationship with my mum, because I'm just there like, you know what? Things are way easier.
And I think also you get better advice.
No, you do.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, my mum was like, don't screw up most times. But I think my mum really genuinely doesn't think I'm gonna find love. It's quite peak.
Lol.
It's like a podcast realization for me. Like,
yeah, my parents gave up once I started with man hating TikToks. That's when they were like, yeah, we're done.
Maybe my daughter doesn't love men.
Yeah.
I'm gonna convince them. Yes, I do, but it's like those kind of men, you know.
What did you say?
Next question.
Let me just make it clear, I'm not a lesbian.
Ovea, let's be honest now.
I wish I was.
What is your Instagram comments to your story saying?
What's in your bio?
No, guys.
Adding up.
No, listen. Okay, let me explain that.
Is this a coming out podcast special? Like,
no, I'm genuinely not a lesbian. Like, I've actually thought this through. Like, not a lesbian. I just don't think Tamil men. I don't want to say the whole populace.
The stereotypes.
Yeah, the stereotypes.
So what are the stereotypes? Let's delve into that first quickly. So what are the stereotypes?
Always trying to create a problem when there's no problem to be
literally.
Thought we were going to looks. We just went straight personality. I was like,
yeah, 100%. Men that uphold double standards, because like, how the hell are you allowed to cuss out girls, but the moment a girl says anything back,
fragile ego.
There's a lot of double
fragile egos. 100% fragile egos. Like, those boys that just care about what their boys think, like, go fuck your boys then. No, genuinely.
But they're not gay. So
well.
Well, what happens?
That's what they tell you, babe. That's what they tell you.
Like, just like a year later, like,
you just download Grindr and
sure
see.
Someone's watching this and they're scared. Don't worry.
Like, if you want to come out,
safe. Don't worry.
No, you can't help your sexuality. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think for me, like, this is the thing, and I said this in one of the other episodes, but like, Instagram's a joke. Do you know what I who takes Instagram seriously? Like, if you're actually taking Instagram seriously, like, go touch grass, genuinely. No, but genuinely, like, you have to be chronically online to take Instagram that seriously.
I think I take it very seriously. Like, posting my nice, but now I'm joking.
No, but if someone was to look at your Instagram and be like, yeah, this is who Hajane is, and like, he thinks this, he thinks that, like, would you not be a bit like, touch grass, guys?
A bit like, if you've kind of stalked me that much, I'm like, well, thank you, thank you very much. Like, I'm that part of you.
Fan.
Yeah.
You fan? Say less.
Yeah.
But in general, I mean, I'm quite like transparent on social media anyway, so I'm like, do whatever I want.
Yeah,
I used to be, but it's my occupation. I can't.
We're like that close friend story. Okay.
The private account.
the burner account is moving crazy.
Listen. The sites I've seen.
Damn.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, I feel like I used to be a lot more open on my Instagram too, but it's nobody's business. Do you know what I mean? One, and also it's a thing where Tamils. Let's talk about it. These men be nosy, but yeah, like, For me, it's just that populace that I'm mainly speaking to when I speak on my Instagram. I have Tamil male friends, you know what I mean? I have straight Tamil male friends also. Like, they're not bothered by me. They don't give a fuck about my opinions. It's because, like, literally, I'm just a girl. I'm just posting my silly little thoughts because, like, I just want Tamil women to realise to do better. Because, as you said, they do literally sit there blind to red flags and to so many other foolish crap.
I feel
and it's
like everyone
girlies.
does to an extent, though.
Everyone does to an extent. But I feel like if we held ourselves to a high, like, I mean, it's like intangible. Obviously, people change and like sometimes, but like from straight up, like it's sometimes clear.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even rumors. You just know.
Yeah, 100%.
Just know.
That's the thing.
And then they're like
She's shaped like a bow. And
yeah. Yo, wait, what? Yo. And literally, it would be like all the signs are there, and you're just there. You're just there, like, okay, really? And he's like, no, I love him.
Oh,
I love him. Like you know, his beard and curly hair makes me the one, and his piercing, it makes
lust
me the one.
really does take over, like.
Do you know what it is with
your decision?
Tamil women? I don't even think lust is the problem. I think it's security. I think Tamil women are constantly looking for security because even on the uni scene, the amount of girls I've seen that just get in relationships just so they're in a relationship so that they're secure.
They feel secure.
But then they're looking elsewhere. They're looking elsewhere.
That's crazy.
And
I didn't think it was actually like crazy. Well, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But the thing is, this is why. But you also see, I mean, so many relationships in uni, like they spend every single second. It's like it's definitely just like not being the lonely. As soon as uni ends, we didn't work out. Like it wasn't like a long term. It wasn't like he wasn't. It's like you just. I mean, I kind of get it to an extent, but I'm also like, damn, you just like. You can really date someone for like...
I think it's a bit kind of sad, to be honest with you. It's a bit kind of like you couldn't handle your own loneliness, so you just simply, instead of trying to work on yourself
because I think
build
especially if
yourself
you're moving
up,
out of uni, that is like the best time for you to grow yourself.
Yeah.
And also, like, I think it's really, in another essence, dangerous as well, especially for women when it comes to like stuff like sex and everything else. I think so many Tamil women put themselves in dangerous situations when they go to uni because of, one, the lack of education, and I think also
it's just not spoken in the house.
Yeah, because they just don't want to feel lonely, so they get pressured into doing stuff that they probably didn't want to do.
And I feel like it stems on as well. For me, my biggest view on this is like, I don't agree with like same-sex education. Like, I think,
interesting.
Like as a teacher, right? So let's say my sister, right? So she got into two schools. One was a girls' school and one was a mixed school. And as a family, even my mum said directly, like, I want her to be able to talk to boys because she's either going to not know how to talk to boys and be like really frigid and not know what to do, or she's going to turn out into a hoe. Because she's not like
I'm not
gonna lie.
I
don't know. That was the only two categories for us all girls' school kids.
I didn't see it that way. You're joking, like.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's the same with boys' school, though.
Yeah, I get you.
Like,
No. I mean, I mean, I went to an all boys school,
right.
and the thing is, the more.
Yeah.
So what? Am I a hoe now?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, the thing is, as well. Like, I mean, I think from like I was a sociable kid. So like my mom would be like, "Hey, he goes to the park and just like we'll just kind of."
Okay, your mum let you go to the park.
No, when she takes
Your mum's modern, mate.
my mum was like, "Hey, he's outside," and I'd be like, "I'll just go socialize with one other kid. I don't care about male, female, whatever." I was like, living my best life, and then suddenly she's like, "Yeah, all boys school for you." I'm like, "What did I do?" She's like, "You get distracted."
But
I was like,
By women.
It's crazy because I think like the distraction, I get it in their point because as parents they just want to protect you.
No, that's fair enough.
But then when you're 18 and 19, you're going to do whatever you want to do.
So
yeah, that is.
I again disagree.
Go on.
It's not that I disagree with you because I get where you're coming from, but I think when it comes to same-sex education, especially for girls, there's so many benefits. So many benefits. There's no male gaze. The whole kind of concept of being able to speak freely. For example, one of the things I really struggled with when I moved from my school to uni was being in a class with men. Like, I could not
But then,
do
like,
it.
in a girls' school, right? Again, I've never been to a single-sex school, so I wouldn't even know. It's like two different lives, right?
Okay.
Is it not bitchy in a girls' school and in a boys' school? Is it not like rowdy as hell?
This is the thing.
like,
I think it's, for me personally, I knew people in mixed schools, and I can't lie, it felt almost not bitchier, but it didn't feel as sisterhoody. Obviously, it's bitchier in all girls' school. I'm not gonna put that down. We were mean, but you don't get that same sisterhood in a mixed school that you do in an all girls' school, because in a mixed school as well, this is the thing, because boys are in the picture.
Yeah.
And we know,
there's a lot of distractions.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Happens,
and young women are at a time of their lives where they're trying to figure out their identity, who they are, what they want from life, and society is telling them, date a man, be with a man, do this, da 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 da. I don't think,
especially when there's people in your school that are in relationships.
Yeah, it's so. Do you know what I mean? Like. Whereas we don't really have that. Like, we have, obviously, you know, I'd come into school and I'd be like to friends, oh my God, this guy said this, da 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 da, and I tell them my relationship drama, but there's no actual drama in school. Do you know what I mean?
Have you found, like, any of, like, your friends or anyone that you know that it's like, I don't want to say have difficulty talking to the opposite sex.
I mean, the thing is, I feel like I used to,
maybe not now as much, but was uni like a slap in the face? Like,
yeah. I mean, I was like, why am I not pulling? And then, but then again, I did look at my old pictures and I'm like, makes sense. But more so, I was able to always, I think, talk. I think it was just like when it was like friend zone or like actual something, I was like, well, I'm getting zoned quite a lot here. So what is going on? But I think it's going back to kind of girls' school. So, I mean, I went to an all-boys school, and I found, obviously, the biggest thing is how, like, men will switch up, like, around women, whether it's, like, for the woman or against the
same, though? I don't know.
I don't...
Do you know what it is with all girls' school? Again, I don't know if it was just my friendship group, I can't lie to you, but, like, with us, when any of the girls did do that, I'm not going to say it didn't happen because it did, but when any of the girls did do that, like, it was very much like, girl, what are you doing?
But then, actually,
you know what I mean?
This is what's so crazy, right? But then, if a guy was to do that, would their boys not just, like, go along with it? Or would they call them out for it, or, like, what?
Some of it's, like, sometimes, it depends. I feel like you get some guys that, like, they'll just call them out and be like, yo, what? Why are you switching up like that?
Yeah,
like,
stop being wet.
It'd be like, you ain't 6'2", like, it'd be like, you're like, what are we doing? Be like,
not the 6'2", comment.
Be like, what? Be like, but it'll be stuff, but I think it did one thing, it did allow me just to focus on, I mean, I was lucky in the fact that I wasn't completely inept out of school to even just talk to women in general and be friendly.
I think it again is actually a very controversial question. Nothing in a bad sense, but I think for me, I can say personally for me, right? I think it's because naturally when I find friends, I naturally gravitate towards girls, right? And I think having gone to a mixed school, it was like, okay, what would have been like if I was in a boys' school? Like, so I don't know.
What do you guys think about, like, big age gaps in relationships? Because, like, yeah, do you know, like, I feel like it's an epidemic within the whole community.
Do you know what's so crazy? My parents, I love them so much. They have
disclaimer. Dropping a disclaimer.
Like, I can't lie. Like, my mom was 21 and my dad was like 38. Like, big fat guy. So we were like, you're like older men, innit? That's what we always say to my mom. But
she's
like,
so mean.
But at the same time, my dad had like, everything's done. He's ready to settle. He's ready to have a wife. Ready to have kids.
Crazy.
Like,
that's a 17-year kid. That's a whole last kid before uni.
Lol.
Okay, but that's a bit excessive. But I feel like 5 to 10 years is like somewhat acceptable.
Interesting.
But if a 20-year-old is dating a 30-year-old, it seems a bit weird sometimes.
Yeah,
but if
100%.
a 25-year-old is dating a 35-year-old, it doesn't seem as bad. It doesn't sound as bad. But it's
It just depends, I think, on the situation. I don't know. It's like, for example, at uni, right? Obviously, like, there's people that's doing masters, there's people doing postgrads, whatever, and then, or like some people, like, not everyone goes to uni at like 18, so it becomes like, okay, like 18, and then someone's in the first year is like what, 21, 22. Okay, cool, it's fine. Then it becomes like an 18-year-old, and there's like, oh, there's some 27-year-old, 28-year-old, and they get together. It's like, is there something wrong with that, or is that like, it just in that setting you've just gone personality and you've gone, okay, I haven't actually thought about this age.
Yeah, no.
And I feel
because I bug out when it's like high key, like a 3-year gap. I like bug out. I'm like, well,
No,
I've never actually dated someone that wasn't in my like academic year
Yeah.
for a long time.
So, how would you feel if the girl was like 3 months older?
I mean,
No, like honestly.
I hate you so much.
Because
Because
like,
how are we having a deep conversation and then you're asking
older.
No.
I mean,
Older.
the thing is, for me, I don't care,
What
but
would you
I
like
know that
family?
women feel weird about that. Like, I know it's
Do you
not
feel
me.
weird about- I don't know.
If he's so, here's my rule.
His role.
If I'm dating an
Which is
older
the
man
best
because older man, if I'm dating a younger man, because obviously absolutely not.
Okay, so
Firstly,
okay.
for me to even potentially possibly consider it,
Okay.
they have to be like at least like 6 months max younger than me. Like anything more than 6 months is just too much. Because I'm a
But
December.
one day is
no,
yeah.
but
What
I'm a
does the older
December
generation
baby. So
think about
like,
that?
if you're more than 6 months, that's a whole academic year below me in school. Do you know what I mean? Like to me, that just icks me out. That's just so like.
But then once you're
you're
like
beneath
below
me.
me.
Yeah, you're literally beneath me.
yeah, but like, in uni,
No, but even now, when people tell me their birthdays and when they're literally in the year below me, I'm like, oh, so you're in the year below me.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
literally.
24.
kind of the
This is
stigma.
it's the generational gap. This is the
Yeah.
thing, and this is why when you said 18, 28, you I was just like, no, because like beyond the whole kind of life path situation of them being in similar spaces in life, it is like he's from an entirely different time period.
Damn, that's
her.
crazy.
Not to be a bitch, but that's a decade apart. Do you know what I mean? Like
It's just-
you had
it's a whole
completely different
millennia.
experience.
It's 90s.
Yeah. Your socialization has been different. You've even experienced 8 years of adult life when she hasn't. Like I just think it's completely different. Do you know what I mean? She's fresh 18.
It's actually so crazy. Like, for Tamil guys, right? You can get married at like, even when you're 35, even leading up to 40. But a girl's like, for Tamil girls, there's like a time limit, you know? And it's like, their parents are
once she
rushing off, like, we need
pushes
to get her daughters,
30.
we need to get her married, we need to get her
Once
married
it's
after.
30, it's like you're not marriage material.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
community.
you have to go for the divorcees then.
Oh, jeez.
Crazy.
The ones with the receding hairlines.
Yeah. But I feel like that's most Tamil men because, like, I have this conversation all the time and I say, like, I would go for a bold guy. And my friends cuss me out. But the reason why I would say that is because the majority of Tamil men are bolded. Not to be a bitch, but is that not just a Tamil thing?
I think so because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
but
I feel like you
sometimes
can't-
I look at my corners and I'm like,
God,
am I
that was
going?
crazy
I'm literally
right
like,
now.
no, I
But
cannot.
that's what I'm saying.
But
Like, I don't think I can be fussy there. I don't think I have a choice.
I literally,
No, but do you know what? Like, it's actually a genuine thing. Like, I think we need to speak about it more because, like, Tamil
No, because
genes are
my
crazy.
My mum literally goes,
You know what it
you're
is, yeah.
holding the hot water over your head for too long.
you know,
Yeah, like, it's not that deep. Like, if you're gonna bowl, you're gonna bowl. Do you know what I mean? Like, just
the
just
Tamil
bowl and
girlies
accept
stole
it.
our genes. Okay, they took our balding hair and put it on themselves. That's what happened.
Well, can I
Give
say
it
with
back.
the-
Give it back. Something didn't go right there. Give it back.
No, literally. Is it quite common for people to still marry back home? As in,
Oh.
like, find a girl back home? Because I don't really hear
I
it
feel
as
like
much
when you
anymore.
don't have options, yeah.
But I feel like that is like a
It's
big.
so much more problem.
But I feel like, I genuinely think that it's like it doesn't really work simply because they're not really at
Yeah.
known here.
Yeah, like it does happen.
But then bringing someone into a Western world, sometimes, like,
I think
they might get too excited.
It's
you
not
know?
even
It's
that.
just not overstimulated, yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean. It's about cheating.
Oh, yeah.
So you just wanted to talk about cheating. It was like
Angela just wants to come for the uncles. That's what he wants to do.
he was like that.
No, because,
oh,
like,
babe,
you
you
have
don't
no-
know about the epidemic
you
of cheating
have no
uncles.
idea.
No,
You have no
I
idea.
thought
of
uncles.
All I'm gonna say is,
I was like uncles like you
All
know
I-
eye up and shit, but like I was like that's
No,
different to like
no.
actually doing something. I was like, huh?
No.
no, these man cheat.
I won't go into detail, but there was this one incident where, like, this uncle that I knew.
No, please go into
nothing-
detail.
no, nothing happened. Don't worry. But his literal comments were like, "It's okay. This is normal." He literally
Yeah.
said, "This is normal. Like,
Yeah,
we do this.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
We
okay."
there's a whole community.
I'm like,
there's a
huh?
whole group chat.
It's not.
Yeah,
Do you know what it is?
probably.
I don't think it's even as because I don't want to say it's the Tamil community. 'Cause it's not.
Yeah,
it's men.
just men.
It's
Yeah.
men. It is men. It's not a Tamil thing, but I do think because I don't want to say women are passive in relationships, but I do think Tamil women are quite passive
They are
within their
yeah,
relationships,
they are, so
and I
are.
think because of that, these men tend to think they can just get away with it.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the actual What about religion though?
I personally care about religion, but that's genuinely just because
Yeah.
it's my own personal journey, and I want my kids to be raised in a Hindu household.
There are a lot of Hindu and Catholics. Like I've
Yeah.
noticed that as well. But again, like when you have kids, is it not awkward? Like
I think I've been really fixated on so like, I think at the start I was like, yeah, Tamil Hindu, that's what I've dated. I think it's very much kind of like, but as the years have gone on, I've realized it's more my journey rather than anything. And like, however you brought up your kids, whatever, like, they're not entitled to kind of. It's like I do it for me, and I've kind of come to that more and more as like life has gone on. And so it's almost like I feel it's not really a problem unless like the other person's actually just simply unwilling to compromise. But that's not like about religion. That's just you as a human just not being able to compromise. So then I feel like in that sense, like I think I would be open to dating another kind of religion more so nowadays. Purely on the fact that I think because of the fact that it's more my journey rather than like being someone just like, okay, just for the sake of convenience, whatever. And also trying to get them to be like, yeah, do whatever, like I want to do whatever. But like, no, like if I'm going to do it, then I'll learn about it more. I'll have to kind of research it more in a way. So in a way that kind of benefits me as well, because it kind of like, I have to kind of do these things. Otherwise some things don't happen. And obviously it won't be this, I don't think it'll be the same exact way that my parents have kind of brought me up to. Like, it'd be like, yeah, like we're doing this today. Why? We're just doing it. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
It'd be good to know more.
Yeah, I do get you. I feel like for me, because I want to be more of an active caregiver to my children, like it just makes sense for them to be raised in a mostly Hindu household. Like I've
you
gone
have, like,
on
foundation.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah, and like I've
course.
gone through my whole self-development journey of, am I a Christian? Am I a Muslim? You know, in high school you have that period where you're like, do I actually like my religion?
It is really such a personal question.
Yeah, and I think for me it is a situation where, looking at all of the religions, Hinduism was the only one where I did think it was the most kind of sound for me. So it wouldn't really, for me personally, make sense for me to date, for example, a Christian. But I just don't really agree with Christianity at all. Like, my kids are going to come ask me a question, and what I'm going to say, yeah, the Bible was written by a white man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it's not, yeah, like I think...
It makes sense though, because I think like for that child, when that child grows up, it might be confusing for them as well, you know, and then they don't really feel like they've got an identity. Whereas all of us, no matter what religion you are, it's like you've had that fundamental understanding because of your parents. So.
Like, I do agree with you. I do think there are ways around it, compromising, understanding, learning, all of these other things, because there are so many, for example, interracial relationships that work beautifully and work so well. However, it is hard. And it does come with a lot of sacrifice and a lot of energy and a lot of time. Like, for example, for me, as much as I've gone on my own journey and I have my relationship with my religion, like, I wouldn't say my faith is as strong as other people's is. And I would want a partner to be able to build faith in my kids. Do you know what I mean? So I think that for me is where it comes down to. Like, I wouldn't have that if I was to date somebody else.
To be fair though, like, it has been going on for years. Like, even the Tamil generation above us, there's so many like Hindu, Catholic religions, relationships even, right? And they've got children, and no matter what, like, the child is going to lean
towards one
side, and that again, that depends on how. Who parents it how, and you know, it is.
And I think another thing as well for me is I've witnessed this a lot. I don't know if you guys can see this, but like in a lot of Christian Hindu mixed households, they do tend to lean towards Christianity.
Yeah, it's true.
And I do think the reason why is because Sunday schools exist. You know, there's structured mass, there's more Bible study, there's so much more discipline, structure, and lifestyle to Christianity. Whereas Hinduism is one of those religions you do kind of have to go on your own journey to discover and understand.
Noticed that, you know, like being a Catholic as well, like. I've gone to so many temples. I've gone to it's okay to understand things, you know. It's beautiful, but again, it's it is two different religions.
It is.
you know?
It's a completely different, because even the thing,
Yeah.
like I used to go to what are they called? You know those lessons where they teach you about Hinduism?
Like religious studies.
Yeah, kind of. It was kind of like that, but it was more like spirituality and like yoga and all of that. Like I used to go to one of those before music lessons, and
Like,
even
how old were you?
like 7.
Oh, like,
like
when you were
when I was
little.
little,
Okay.
and like they'd obviously teach you the stories about the gods, but like with zero context, no understanding of morals, where it comes from, which books. It's a bit kind of you don't really know how to
just
form
know
an
as you
understanding of what
go.
this. It's just a story. It's like Greek mythology.
Yeah, I think with our, I mean, as well, I mean, especially with like Hinduism more, I think it kind of has come down to more so kind of through mouth, through our like parents,
Yeah, I agree.
rather than Christianity is, I mean,
Yeah, it's institutionalized.
It's the Western world, we're taught in schools,
Yeah.
which I feel like, I think sometimes because of that, I think it also comes, again, when we like talk about like dating and stuff like this, I think it comes down to, in a way, a partner who understands. Like,
Yeah.
if they want to go, no, I'm going to do it my way, I'm just going to like forget about, like, you know, I would appreciate it way more if my partner was like, okay, yeah, you want to go temple,
Yeah.
like, I'll come. Like, and it's like, it's not like you can't step into one. Like, no, it's just, you're appreciative and you're coming. And then also, like, if I wanted to take my kid to temple or like whatever, it's like, that kind of double understanding more so allows us to, one, have a stronger relationship, but also be clearer because both of us know what we have of our own religion.
And you know, like coming across that, right? There's a lot of relationships that I've come across, right, where like the girl's like really religiously, you know, she's Hindu, she's really religious. The guy's also Hindu, but isn't as religious. And now all of a sudden, I think as over time, has now become more religious because like their partner has been religious. And the girl
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's
it's
kind of what I want, I guess. So for me, it wouldn't make sense to date someone who isn't Hindu. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah.
No, definitely.
I think it's defo way more convenient.
Yeah.
I think. And that's just like,
Yeah, that's
there's
just
no
it.
getting around that.
That's
like,
the thing. Like, even with like
You have to
interracial
really like the
relations.
person.
Yeah. Because
Like-
even with interracial relationships, like I talk to my best friend about this all the time because she's Jamaican. And she always jokes around like, "Oh, would you marry a Jamaican guy?" Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I wouldn't mind, but for me, it is genuinely just the longness of kind of ensuring that I'm culturally competent enough to raise his kids. Because this is the thing, like you see so many people entering into relationships with people of color whose religions, cultures, identities they don't understand, and then they raise these kids with zero understanding. And it's not fair. It's not fair on the children. It's not fair on the rest of the family. It's also not fair for you to bring your kids into a family that might reject them. There's so much complexities to it. Like, I do understand why people just think, let me take the easier route. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like growing up, like, it's nice to just have a community. It's nice to like know where you belong.
I mean, it's like double. It's like the community doubles in a way. Whilst it's like, if you were to take someone outside of your kind of religion, it kind of does become then suddenly, okay, it's like two halves.
Yeah.
Because like if you marry a non-Tamil, is your children, are they going to be able to? Is the Tamil going to be spoken in the house?
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, because especially with like Elam Tamils, especially where we don't have a homeland, we, you know, our culture's being erased, it is really important that we ensure the next generation can speak Tamil and is educated on our struggle and knows our history. But this is the thing, what happens when we start to, you know...
It's true.
Well, firstly, thank you for inviting me
Round of
to
applause,
this
Ovea.
podcast. Right?
Wow, I never usually get this.
She's normally not this smiley, guys.
Yeah.
It was actually a really fun episode. Please let us know, you know, whether you agreed, disagreed on some views. Like, comment. Actually, please like the video, so that, you know, she can maybe invite me again, and, you know,
Share to your
maybe-
aunties and uncles.
please.
Are you sure about that one?
Just saying, you know, any thoughts and opinions of mine are maybe of my own. They have been formulated through friends, family. You know, it's not just me. Don't cancel me, please. And also, you know, any family that's watching. I don't date. Yeah. Donate.
Fairs. Angelo, any final remarks?
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that we spread some sort of understanding. Comment down some suggestions for new videos, and hopefully
I guess Angelo's a new host.
And
yeah, so thank you guys for listening. I hope you had so much fun listening to this episode. I know we all did. We spilled a lot of tea. We spilled a lot about ourselves. I feel like I'm probably gonna edit a lot out, I think.
But if you want to post some hate, go do it. None of us really care. Okay. Just saying. No, I'm joking. All love out here. Everyone, thank you for Ovea. Round of applause for Ovea.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for you guys for coming on as guests. We've had so much fun, so many laughs. And yeah, if you guys have any other suggestions for videos, let me know. Well, let's give them a round of applause, guys.
Sorry, guys, I'm main character energy. Thank you.
Like, subscribe, all the regular. Leave your comments down below and follow our Instagram for regular updates on what we are doing. Thanks, guys.